Malaysia's Air Force chief has clarified reports that flight MH370 may have last been off the peninsula's west coast, hundreds of kilometers away from its flight route. Let's hear from him now.
After several intermittent primary drops, there's a last plot that happened at 0215, 200 miles northwest of Penang. Again, we are calibrating this, okay? I'm not saying this is MH370, okay? It is. We are still calibrating this. We are still working with the experts.
It comes as authorities extended the search area yet again, this time into the Andaman Sea, hundreds of kilometers northwest of the original radius. In justifying their decision to do so, authorities also tried to explain the lack of certainty, including why they were able to identify MH370 positively using the civilian air traffic control's secondary radar, but not on the military's primary radar.
The difference between secondary radar and primary radar. Secondary radar is talking to the aircraft via transponder, and it gives you the aircraft, the airline, the aircraft type, how high it flies, how fast it flies, and the trajectory and so forth. But on the primary radar, it just gives a plot. It doesn't give the identification of an aircraft.
I think that answers a lot of... Can I... Hang on.
The information comes as Vietnam says it too noticed that MH370 had turned west. AFP news agency cited Deputy Transport Minister Pham Ki Tu as saying that Vietnam had informed Malaysian authorities but received no response. Our Indochina Bureau Chief spoke with him.
He simply replied, "You should ask the families if the passengers, if they are disappointed." He also said that information provided by the Malaysian military was unclear, insufficient and limited.
But even as Malaysia denied that the search for MH370 was in disarray, China too had some sharp words for its efforts. Here's our correspondent in Beijing.
China's foreign ministry in a press conference to reporters this evening has called the information from the search efforts in Malaysia chaotic. A spokesperson from the foreign ministry says that even though there's been lots of information coming out, but most of it has been inaccurate and unconfirmed. But still, China also says that it believes Malaysia is doing everything it can. It's paying significant attention to the matter and treating it very seriously. There's lots of anxiety on the ground, so every nugget of information becomes a headline. Right now in China, news of fishermen finding a body with a life jacket somewhere in the Straits of Malacca. It has been making headlines in the Chinese local media here, but Malaysian authorities cannot confirm that at all. And such uncertainty, as you can imagine, has brought a lot of stress to the relatives of affected passengers here in this emergency contact center where I've been based for the past 4 days.